Good morning, ladies. This is Winich Taka. Today is Monday, 23rd October 2017. This is Winich Taka for Uganda Youth Collective, empowering Ugandan women. Welcome, ladies. Welcome to yet another week. To God be the glory for another week. I want to start off by welcoming those of you that have just joined the group. Welcome to the group, and I remind you, if you have yet to introduce yourself, please go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know what your names are, where you are, and what it is that you do. And as this is just a ladies group, I will also add to the introduction, also just send us a brief recording saying, good morning, ladies, or good afternoon, ladies. This is who I am. We just want to make sure that you really are a lady. But welcome, ladies. I just want to say a massive thank you for yesterday. Thank you all for voting in regards to our relationship day. I am happy to announce that the vote was won by those of you that want the day to be Saturday. So starting next week, Saturday will be our first relationships day. By relationships day, we mean that the whole day the topic is relationships. So throughout this week, I will find out from you things that you want to discuss in regards to relationship, so that we can prepare and find the right information, even the right people to come and share with us. But today we are continuing, as you know, in this group, the purpose, the reason for this group is to help our sisters, to help you, our moms, to help you, our grandparents or grandmoms, to find out and to discover the purpose for your life, to find out and to help you develop that purpose, to help you develop that gift, so that you will fulfill the will of God for your life. And the reason, one of the biggest reasons why, is this: because time waits for no one. And time is always given for the completion of purpose. Whenever time is used for things that do not work towards the given purpose, it is wasted, and the opportunity to reach perfection is delayed or lost. Some of us are aged at different ages, and we don't have time to waste anymore. I believe for our people, for our nation, the time is now, as in right now, to find out what it is that we're supposed to do, to find out what our purpose is, because it could be that wherever you are right now, you're doing something that, because you're yet to discover, tonezula, that what you're doing right now may not be what you're supposed to do, which is understandable. But when you discover who you are, then we begin to develop that gift, and we begin to make plans to help you work and move towards that which it is that you're supposed to do. And I am telling you, if you want to find job satisfaction, if you want to find fulfillment, the best way to do that is to operate or to work within the purpose of God for your life. So that's the reason why I am very keen on helping ladies and helping other people to find the purpose, or to discover the purpose for their lives. Today, I just want to remind you, if you found your purpose, fantastic. If you're yet to find your purpose and you still need some more encouragement or some more help, well, here it comes. There's some things that you must know. There are principles that will help you to believe that there is a purpose for your life. There's some principles that will help you to believe that maybe where you are is not where you're supposed to be, or is not all you can do or can be. Principles are simply laws that cannot be broken. These are things that cannot be broken. For example, there are principles like natural principles like gravity. You cannot defy gravity. Principles are laws that cannot be broken. So here are some that are going to help you in regards to discovering your purpose. Principle number 1, God is a God of purpose. You can't change it. God is not like a man, is not like any other inventor. He's a God of purpose. Everything he made has a purpose. Everything he made has a purpose. Maybe you're going through something right now. Maybe when you look at yourself right now, we know in our country right now, when things are so desperate, when people become so desperate, sometimes people believe or have been told that there's no purpose, that they're useless, that they're nobodies, that they can achieve nothing. Maybe your education level is not to the level of many. Maybe you're not educated to PhD or masters or BA or secondary school or even primary school. And maybe those around you, when they learn a bit, they think, well, maybe there's no reason, there's no purpose. And even worse, you have come to believe there's no purpose for your life. Well, this principle changes that God is a God of purpose. And everything He made has a purpose. If you've not yet discovered it, it's just a matter of time. And as you continue in this group, we will ask questions. We would motivate you to think, to continue until you discover your purpose. The other reason that is important that you discover your purpose is this. Because where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. What do I mean? If you don't know the reason or the purpose of a thing, it's very likely that you're going to misuse that thing. For example, if you don't know that an iron, a pass, is used to iron, and you use it for something else, you're misusing or you are abnormally using the iron because you don't know the purpose. Many of us, many of you, are being used abnormally. And the only reason for that is because you don't know your purpose. Many people are fearful. They're afraid to speak up for themselves, know their children, know their families. They're fearful because they don't know their purpose. Because when you know what it is you're supposed to do, you know what it is you're capable of, then it becomes difficult for people to abnormally use you, or you don't let them. And it would also help to remove or minimize fear because you know what it is you're supposed to do. So number 3, where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. If you want to know the purpose of a thing, number 5, never ask the thing. If you want to know the purpose of a thing, never ask the thing. It would be unwise of you if you walked up to an iron or walked up to a radio and asked the radio, what's your purpose? If you want to know the purpose of a thing, never ask the thing. Many of us are asking other people, what do you think my purpose is? Well, what do you think I'm able to do? And every time you ask somebody, what do you think my purpose is? What do you think I'm supposed to be doing? That person is also a thing created, or a human created by God. It is always wise to ask the purpose of a thing from the one that made that thing. So I encourage you, if you're still stuck, it's like, Winnie, I just don't know. Talk to God about it. And when I say talk to God, talking to God does not mean you have to go and find some kind of a religious leader and you sit down with him and then he ushers you in. No. Talking to God is as simple as in your room or at work, wherever you are, even in your heart, and saying, you know, God, I have heard that you're my maker. I want to find out if you honestly and genuinely in your heart say this prayer or say this. Help me to find out the purpose, your purpose for my life. And it's something that you say or you pray on a daily basis. And you pray it from your heart. He is the maker. He is the one. He is the reason why you're here. He will help you and you will begin to discover your purpose. And number 5, if you want to know the purpose of a thing, never ask the thing. Number 6, purpose is only found in the mind of the Creator. Purpose is only found in the mind of a creator. Again, if you want to know purpose of any item, many times the creator of that thing in the world in which we live will produce a manual, directions to explain to you the reason for the thing and how to use that thing. It brings it back to what I said in number 5, that if you're still stuck, you're saying, Winnie, I still just don't know. And by the way, this will take time. For some will be quicker than others, and for some it will take time. But the reason why I keep talking about it is because if you've tried for a week and nothing has happened, you don't give up. You continue. You continue and continue. The purpose is only found in the mind of a creator. Every day keep asking, Lord, what is it that I'm supposed to do? Meditate upon that. Think about that. You will find your purpose. Another thing, purpose is the key to fulfillment. Many people are looking for happiness. Many people are looking for job satisfaction. Until you discover your purpose, you will always be wanting. But if you want to feel fulfilled, if you want to feel content, your purpose, when you discover your purpose, this brings fulfillment. And the last one, purpose never requires something that natural abilities do not provide for. Your purpose never requires something that natural abilities do not provide for. In a pursuit for purpose, every ability you have, every natural ability you have, can be an indication to the purpose of God for your life. And this is why I ask you today, when you look at your life, what things come easy to you? What things do you find that you can do better than others? What things do you find that you always talk about? That when others say, oh, this is difficult, to you, naturally, it seems easy. What things? Because purpose never requires something that natural abilities do not provide for. Whatever the purpose of God for your life is, whatever it is that you're supposed to do on this planet, whatever it is that you're supposed to do, you already have built into you the natural abilities to help you carry out that purpose. And as we continue in teaching you how to develop those skills, those abilities, first we must discover what that purpose is. So I encourage you today, ladies, as you continue, if you're writing in your book, if you're somebody that's saying, Winnie, I have discovered, I think I know what it is. Awesome. Comment and let us know. If you're somebody that is still discovering, maybe you're somebody that is still doubting and you're still fearful and you're scared to even think about it, don't be afraid, because remember, God is a God of purpose. Everything He made has purpose. Your life, my sister, your life, ladies, those around you may treat you like you're a nobody. They may even tell you you are not worth anything. Maybe the salary you're receiving may emphasize and tell you that you're really not worth much. But it is not your salary that determines your purpose. It is not your salary or how much you do or the job you're doing right now does not determine who you are. The job you're doing right now does not determine your identity. You could be a president right now, but currently operating as a maid or currently operating as a driver or a security. So what you're doing, don't look at what you're doing and give up on finding out what your purpose is. Because if you look at stories of many people we have seen in the world and in even stories that we have been told. Sometimes they were doing jobs. For example, the story of Joseph in the Bible. Joseph is the young man that was sold into slavery by his brothers into Egypt. And he too, actually, we could say he was working as a maid. He was working as a maid, and he was as a servant for his masters in Egypt. And unfortunately, one day, the wife of the boss accused him of trying to sleep with her. And so he ended up in prison. So to those of you that are doing jobs similar to what Joseph was doing, that job does not define who you are, or that job is not what you're going to do for the rest of your life. Don't plan or make goals based on that job. That's not the purpose of God for your life. In the story of Joseph, he ends up in prison. Maybe some of you are in prison right now. Maybe you've ended up in captivity right now, and you think your life is over, and you think nothing will ever become of this. Maybe you're not in a physical prison, but the lifestyle you're living, the life you're in, feels like Mbutufio is stuck. But still, that does not determine your purpose. I encourage you, find out, even when it's tough, even in the worst possible job, find out, discover, what are your natural abilities? What is it? If you don't know, ask the Creator. Make a simple prayer every morning. God, help me to find out what I'm supposed to do. There's a prayer that I make on a daily basis for myself and my children. And that prayer is this: God, help me to discover, or help me to fulfill the plan of God for my life. My prayer that I make for my children and myself, and now for every woman in this group, that God will help you to fulfill His plan for your life. And the story of Joseph ends this way. He ends up becoming the prime minister of Egypt. He ends up becoming the second most important man in the country where he was sold as a slave. So ladies, where you are right now, stop despising yourself. Stop being afraid. Every day, if you're working 9 to 5 on the job that you're doing right now, don't forget, when you finish on your job, that you start to work on your purpose. You start to ask questions that will help you to discover your purpose. Because until you discover your purpose, you're going to continue in that job that you hate and despise. So I encourage you today, ladies, continue to ask the question, what is my purpose? What am I good at? Continue to ask those questions. And throughout the day today, I will post different questions to try and steer us into the kind of things that we should be thinking about. Once again, ladies, I thank you so much for your contributions. I thank you so much for policing this group. If you find anybody that is not a female, thank you so much for those of you that alert me and I remove them. Again, I just want to remind you, for security purposes, because some of these groups, the security in the group, there's only so much that we can do on our part. So I want to invite you, or to remind you, that if somebody calls you and it's a number that you don't know and you don't expect, then please, my advice, don't pick up the phone call. Just let the phone ring, whether it's a video call or an audio call. Let the phone ring, and when it stops, then just go into the information of that number and just block and delete that number. Because as you have known, in this group, we have had some guy that has been trying to call some of you, many of you, and even though we remove him from the group, he seems to be determined to keep coming back. So the only way we could do and protect ourselves is, please, if somebody calls you on a number you don't know, you don't understand, don't pick it up, just delete, for your own protection. And I encourage you, the same thing, if you want to talk to me privately, rather than call me, because I won't pick it up if I don't know the number, just go ahead and email me or email us at empoweringUgandanwomen@gmail.com. That's at empoweringUgandanwomen@gmail.com. Thank you, ladies. This is Winnie Chitaka for the Uganda Youth Collective. I'll be right over right now to continue to discuss under this topic. Thank you and God bless. Have a great day.